Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Coming to Resolution. I had a thought today after seeing a video. This was a while ago that I saw this video, but it popped into my mind today, where this woman was the sole provider of the household, and I guess to test her man, she went and told him that she was going to be short on rent, right? And when he responded to that, he said, "I don't want to go." For context, apparently he's been out of work for a while. He got real used to the stay-at-home life. But his response was, "Can you just work some doubles or maybe work over the weekend or something like that?" And that really fucking drives me nuts. Okay? That's not that's not a teammate. We're going to talk about how to motivate a workless man. WORK, not worthless, workless. Because I don't know if this is necessarily a common issue, but it's something I feel like I've heard about enough where it needs to be a conversation, I guess. Because that's not the only instance that I've heard that kind of thing about. So if you are trying to maintain this relationship, he checks every box except for the fact that he doesn't want to go to work. This is what I think you can do to make it work. I think it would be a great idea. Nobody responds well to the mother treatment or like, getting yelled at or getting talked down to, when whatever. Nobody responds well to negativity. So what I honestly think would work better is if you give him a task to do, say taking out the trash or, whatever the fuck, then you give him positive words and you compliment him. Say like he trims his beard and puts on a nice shirt or something like that, then you compliment him, you make him feel good, and then he's gonna want to do that some more. And then whenever he does a task around the house, or even like makes the effort to go get a job or whatever the fuck, um, I think it's a good idea to reward that. I'm not saying you should just like get on your knees and praise him or nothing like that, but um, like a good job, babe, that kind of thing, because that's gonna make him feel good, and then he might want to do more. If he's the kind of man who is willing to make those kind of changes, then that's what I think would work. However, what I really don't like about this particular topic is I feel like it's way too easy for the workless men to um, weasel their way out of having to do the work. Like, and it really fucking pisses me off, to be honest with you. It really does. Um, because that's not teammate shit. That's not man shit. That's not how most of us, I think, were raised. We were raised to work for your shit. When you want something, you got to work for it. You know what I mean? Um, and that includes living somewhere. That includes having a car and being able to get decent clothes. Everything, everything. I have had to work for absolutely everything ever since I got into adulthood. I'm not counting childhood because parents give their kids shit. Even when I was a kid, I was taught like you're gonna have to work for what you want, and me and my dad were outside during the summer, working on his business stuff, and I made like $100 one summer, and I fucking spent it all because my goal was to save up for a lightsaber, right? It was $100 lightsaber from, I forget where, somewhere sold them, but they were like the legit looking lightsabers, right? I worked all summer and I got maybe $10 every week, something like that. Nothing crazy for a kid, but it was a very valuable life lesson for me. Once I was able to understand that if I didn't save up with the money and I didn't work for what I wanted, then what I wanted wasn't gonna happen. You know what I mean? Um, so so the whole workless men thing really fucking pisses me off, but I feel like there are ways to change that. Granted, he has to be willing to make the changes, but in a way you can influence that change in giving him words of affirmation and fuck yeah, babe, kind of cheerleading him. I feel like that would work to an extent because whenever you make somebody feel good, they want to do that thing more. You know what I mean? Like, let's say I fucking carried a washing machine up the stairs and I like my woman like fucking kissed me on the cheek or something like that after doing something like that, then I'd run right back downstairs and go get the fucking dryer. You know what I mean? Like it takes very little for me to be motivated like that, and I feel like that's the case with most men, but this small minority of men who don't give a fuck to go to work and don't want to be a teammate whenever, shit might be tight in terms of money. Like if you're with a woman who can provide for the entire household and you don't have to do anything, cool. I I could be in that kind of environment and I still would want to go to work because I like having my own money. I don't like spending other people's money, especially not my woman. Even if she like begged me to go use her card to go buy something, I'd be like, I really appreciate you, but I can't do it, babe. I gotta go get it how I've always got it. So I don't know. Maybe I'm a different kind of mid 20-year-old, but I can't fucking do it. The workless men thing, like it kind of drives me nuts. Let's go back a little bit. If you're with a woman who can provide that kind of life for you and you're able to just sit at home and do nothing, like that's cool. I have nothing against you for that kind of lifestyle. However, if it comes down to, babe, I need you to start going to work because about to get really tight and I just need the help, and you hit her with, can't you just work weekends? I'm liable to punch you in the mouth. I I can't stand that shit, dude. That I don't get where the mindset comes from. How fucking terrible must work be for you if you're not even willing to do that for your livelihood, for the success of you and your woman. I will work myself to the bone for my woman. Like I don't understand the mindset here. Maybe I was raised a little harshly, but I just can't see the logic in being a shitty teammate and not even be fucking willing to go to work. Like that to me makes you a shitty teammate. Truly it does, cuz that comes down to crunch time and she's short on rent and you don't have anything to give for the rent, then there's very few situations where you're still in that apartment or your house or whatever, like I don't understand. But there are ways that you can motivate that kind of man if he's willing to make those changes. It's just a matter of making him feel good for going to do things and making effort. And then he's going to want to do more of those efforts and maybe even do more effort, like more variety of effort. And that might include going to work, you know. I'm not going to say that that's a guarantee because I haven't personally hung out a whole lot with men like this, and I have never been in that kind of mindset, so I don't want to say that for sure that that would work, but that's something that I feel like could work if this is a situation where he checks all of your boxes except for the fact that he's not willing to go to work. You know what I mean? If you are currently dating or engaged to or whatever the fuck a workless man and he is a shitty teammate, he's probably not going to receive this video well, but it's something to stew on. Because I'll tell you just for a little background, I did not grow up in any kind of glamorous environment. We were very, very poor whenever I was a kid. Um, I lived with my mother a lot of the time, and her and I moved all around our city because we couldn't stay in one spot for more than a couple of years at most, you know. Christmases were scarce. They they weren't like it never happened, but Christmases were scarce. Birthdays scarce, you know, all kinds of shit. It was just a matter of we didn't have money. Um, there's a lot that goes into that, but we're not going to talk about that. Anyway, so from a young age, working with my dad, I learned really quickly that in order to get what I want, I'm going to have to work for it. And I like making my own money because I get to do what I want with it. Granted, as an adult now that I have all my bills paid, you know, so it's not something that I've ever understood where you are in that kind of environment growing up where you're able to just sit back and do absolutely nothing. Maybe this maybe this speaks on the kind of childhood I had, but like I went outside a lot to go like do whatever. I went inside to play video games, you know, whatever, because I had a Nintendo 64 up until I was like 13 years old. Maybe because of after a certain amount of time, I wasn't able to just go do whatever I wanted. Maybe I'm a little bitter, but I mean, I don't know, because I just can't fathom being the kind of man who wants his woman to work for everything. I can't imagine that. And to work herself extra hard just to make rent, you know, work weekends or doubles or whatever. That's stupid as fuck to me. Because in a relationship, our entire purpose is to make her life easier. You know, we're there to serve, we're there to make life easy in whatever way we can. And if providing financially is something that I can do, then that's what I'm going to do. If I can't provide completely financially, then I mean, I'm going to provide in other ways anyway, because being a provider doesn't necessarily mean that you're making all the money. I'm going to be that provider, you know, like I'm going to do whatever the fuck I can. That's what most of us are trying to do, is be that provider. We're trying to be that motherfucker, you know. Maybe I'm biased because I don't understand the mindset of being a shitty teammate like that. But that's all I have for that one, because I don't know how else to motivate somebody like that. Like the only other thing that I can think of is just fucking leave. That sounds like a really shitty option whenever he meets every other possible criteria that you have. I don't know. I don't know. But I I don't get it. Try if you have a man who is in this sort of mindset, then maybe try that and see if it works. I will not guarantee that it works. That is not a label I'm willing to stick my name onto, but you know, maybe it'll work. I don't know. But that's all I have. I will see you in the next one.